So hello everybody, good evening, welcome to Officers Adda 247. In this session, we will be talking about one mini mock. We will be discussing about the most important topics via the mock. Fine, mock means we will be replicating, we will be trying to replicate the language which has been deciphered from the previous cycles of IIBF pertaining to the IIFS examination, and we will try to see that how we can solve these questions in quick time. Fine, we will not be focusing on the solutions in this particular lecture, but we will be providing you with a solution that how you can crack this exam via keywords, via identifying the keywords in the statements which are considered to be bulky in the examination. But if you know the keywords, if you have that eye for those keywords, you can easily solve the questions in quick time. So let's get started. First of all, the question states that which of the following is a key feature or outcome of the Bharatmala Pariyojana as of October 31, 2024. There are four options given here. Normally, it is a one marker. Okay, IIBF will also ask such type of question in one marker category only. But the point to be noted here is that we are talking about Bharatmala Pariyojana. So if our concepts are clear, then we know for sure that Bharatmala Pariyojana is for the roads infrastructure. Fine. So wherever there is roads written, we'll consider that only. Otherwise, we will be crossing the options. Like here, just look, roads is written here in the statement 1, option 1. I will consider it. Here it is written railway infrastructure. I will just see the railway infrastructure and eliminate the option. After that, industrial cities, eliminate the option. Now I am left with two options. Why? Because road network is mentioned there. Now I will read what? The first option. Definitely I will be reading that. Project has completed the construction of its entire planned length. 34,800 kilometer is earmarked for the road construction. Fine, under this project. But have we achieved everything? No. Answer is clear cut no. We have achieved only 18,000 something kilometers. So this will be the wrong option. Correct answer will be option D. Okay, I have not even read the entire option, still I will mark D as the right answer. Now this strategy will work only for those students who are very serious, who have read everything, who have read the important topics, and now they are looking for a particular strategy via which they can increase their scores. Fine. Or those people who have already given the examination in the previous cycles and unfortunately they were unable to breach the mark of 50 marks. Fine. So D is the right answer. Why? Because a significant portion of the planned road network has been awarded and considerable length has been constructed, more than 18,000 plus. Okay, that's why it's the right answer. Option D is the right answer. You can see by pausing the video that Bharatmala Pariyojana will be talking about the two main objectives: improving the connectivity, road connectivity, and reducing the logistic cost. And the keyword here to be noted is this also: India's largest infrastructure investment program with an investment of more than $100 billion. Fine. Next question, FDI and FII. When we talk about the question, you must be very clear, very certain that what is being asked, whether any keyword is there which I should read carefully, like incorrect, not correct, mismatch, like that. Which of the following statement accurately distinguishes between FDI and FII? Simple. So you have to distinguish between the two. When I talk about these options, there are four options. In the first question, we have seen that how we can eliminate. Here we will try to see that how we can identify the keywords here. FDI, FII, the difference, the table which is mentioned in the book, that must be in your mind. Okay, and as soon as you see FDI, what is the one thing which rings in your mind? It should be that it is a permanent thing. Fine, it is not a temporary, it is not happening any capital flight which is happening where FII. That should be the mindset while watching, or you can say observing such type of question. So first statement will say FDI is primarily driven by arbitrage and hedging. Everybody knows FIIs are there via arbitrage and hedging. So this is a wrong. This will be what? A wrong statement. So it is gone. FDI is generally volatile. It is a permanent thing. It is not a volatile thing, and capital flight is not there at all. FDI is often referred as hot money. It is for the FII. D will be the right answer. Simply just focus on the keywords. I just want to emphasize on various questions that this particular strategy has worked over a period of time. I'm not saying that 100% it is applicable for all the questions, but yes, most of the times you will see. And one precursor for this particular exercise should be your knowledge, your concepts. If they are clear, then only you will be able to identify the keywords in real time and then solve the question. So D is the right answer for this particular question. FDI tends to be stable and influenced by the host nation's macroeconomic conditions, while FII generally is volatile, driven by arbitrage and hedging opportunities. Okay, D is the right answer. Here you can say the difference is also provided. Okay, ISLM curve, we are talking about the monetary contraction. Monetary contraction. So as soon as I will find this key phrase in the question, my mind will say we are talking about RBI. I'm not talking about the government of India. Fine. Monetary expansion, monetary contraction talks about the regulator, the central bank. So central bank will be doing something so that ISLM curve will have certain shift. You have to select the incorrect statement. That is the keyword also here. LM curve will shift upwards, left, due to the rise in money supply. It will shift leftward or rightward. What will be the right answer? Rightward or leftward? Money supply. Then second statement is saying interest rate increases because money demand is more than the money supply. This is absolutely correct, because monetary contraction will happen when the RBI is doing what? It is raising the repo rate. Repo rate will be increased, money supply will be reduced. Why? Because people are now spending more on the loans. So money supply will reduce, and you will see that interest rate will be increasing. Income will reduce, obviously, because of the high repo rate. In the short run, interest rate overshoots but later on stabilizes. That is the key feature when we talk about the monetary contraction, and we must know for sure that which curve will be shifted, IS or LM. LM when we talk about the monetary contraction. So incorrect statement is only one. So A will be the right answer. 2-marker question, you can answer within 15 to 20 seconds if your concepts are clear. Okay. Here you can see monetary contraction. So when I talk about the shift in the curve, whether it is leftward, rightward, upward, downward, everything is written here. Fine. Effects of fiscal expansion. When we talk about this question, Government of India is now involved, and Government of India will be expanding the money supply. How it will expand? By two measures only. One, influx of funds by the Government of India, or second, giving the opportunity to the people to have more money. How they will have more money at disposal? If the taxation system permits them, if the taxes are lower. Fine. Two opportunities are there for the Government of India to have the fiscal expansion. So yes, you have to arrange them in the order. Now this question might require some time. You have to give certain amount of time to this question. Let's suppose, let's say 30 seconds should be appropriate for this particular question, because you have to arrange. Fine. In arrangement type of question, you might take some time. Go slowly. First statement is saying increases in autonomous government spending, that is fiscal expansion, enhances the aggregate demand for goods and services. Then we have, yes, first statement will be the first one only, right? This will result in an increase in both the interest rate and the level of revenue. Whether this will be the second step or not, fine, second step in the chronological order or not, which in turn leads to the increase in income for the economy as whole. So when we talk about increase in income, it will happen when the rate cut is there, fine, rate cut is there, or the Government of India is cutting the taxes. Interest rate increases because with increase in income, demand for money increases and so on. Hence the value of the bond reduces and the interest rate increases. Now here you can say interest rate increases. So correct option will be option B. We will be starting off with the first step. The first statement will be the first step. Then we will moving to the this one, third one, which leads to the increase in income. Now when the income will be increasing, it will ultimately lead to increase in your rate of interest, because ultimately the supply of your you can say money is not that much as compared to the demand for money. Fine. Sudden rise in the income will do what? It will change the scenario. It will do what? You will be having more money at your disposal, but sudden demand won't be happening now. Earlier the supply was not there, now the demand won't be happening. So interest rate will increase. And the last step will be the second option, that is this will result in increase in both the rate of interest as well as level of income. Level of income also increases because of fiscal expansion, and rate of interest also increases. That's the final crux of the effects of fiscal expansion. So correct answer is option B. Fine. Effect of fiscal policy, you can see that when we talk about fiscal expansion, your graph will be shifting rightwards. Okay, which of the following is the key difference between finance lease and operating lease? A very simple question. Fine. You should be very clear with the concepts of lessee or lessor. You should be very clear in your mind what is the key difference between finance lease and operating, the key difference only. Then only you will be able to solve this question in one go within 10 seconds. The first statement is saying duration of operation lease or the operating lease is generally for the whole useful life of the asset. Do you think that this is the major key difference between finance lease and operating lease? No. Then we have finance lease. In finance lease, your lessor bears the risk of obsolescence of the asset, or is it the lessee in finance lease? What do you think? Operating lease contract typically cannot be revoked by the lessee. Why? What is the reason? D statement says a finance lease contract often provides the option for lessee to purchase the asset at the end of the lease. So correct answer will be option D. That is the perfect difference or the key difference between finance lease and operating lease. You can see for yourself, option of purchase, finance lease contract provides for the option to the purchase of your asset at the end of the contract. And when we talk about the obsolescence risk, the lessee will be bearing the obsolescence risk under the finance lease and the lessor under the operating lease. Okay. Next question, CIC, the Credit Information Companies Act 2005. Considering the objective and other features of this particular act, which of the following scenarios would most likely fall under its purview for your regulation and facilitation? Okay, one marker question is there, and you are given 4 options. Now see, sometimes, I'm not saying that every time it will happen, since this session is dedicated to how you should solve the questions. Sometimes what happens, you should take a chance and start from below. Okay, if there are statements like A, B, C and D. So rather than reading the statement A, then B, then C, then D, try the reverse order. Start from D, then C, then B, then A, if you have less time in the examination. Fine. Sometimes what happens, D is the right answer. Mostly we have seen that A is not the right answer. So if you are having the time, then you can follow that order, the normal order. But if you do not have time and you want to secure 1 mark and you are stuck at 49, it will be a gold. Fine. Let's start with D. The functioning of CIC in collecting, processing and distributing credit information about borrowers, including the procedure for addressing the inaccuracies in the credit reports, is provided by the CIC Regulation Act. Now, if you have already studied this particular concept, you will be surprised to know that D is the right answer. Fine. Rather than starting from A, B, C, if I start with D, just for your example I am saying, just for your example, if you start with D in this particular question, what will be the time within which you will be able to solve this question versus you start with option A? Just note down the time and you will be able to understand what I am trying to say. Okay, the difference between starting from A to B or D to A. The functioning of CIC in collecting is there. Guidelines issued by RBI concerning the management of NPA asset by the commercial banks. Guidelines issued by RBI. Do you think that it most likely fall under the purview of the regulation and facilitation of CIC Act? Process by which a new non-banking company NBFC seek registration with the RBI. Very vague. Then we have dispute between a borrower and a lending institution regarding the term and condition of a loan agreement. So the D is the right answer. It is an act to provide regulation for regulation of credit information companies and to facilitate efficient distribution of credit and for matters connected therein or incidental thereto. Other features further provides for functioning of CIC, registration process, settlement of dispute, privacy principles, furnishing of credit information. RBI has further issued CIC 2006 to facilitate smooth functioning of CIC. So nowhere it is written about NBFC or something else, only the basic thing is being asked. Okay, now mutual fund scheme. Which category of mutual fund scheme is mandated to invest a minimum 80% of its total asset in equity and equity related instruments of a particular sector or following a specified theme? Okay, what will be the right answer? 80%. It will be what? ELSS or your thematic fund, sectoral or thematic fund. Two keywords are there, 80% is there and specified theme is mentioned. Whenever we say 80%, then we are confused between thematic fund or ELSS, but when theme is already mentioned, what will be the right answer? It is option C, that is sectoral or thematic fund. Open-ended scheme, investing in the sector, you will have the name of that sector, specifically in that particular sector only and along with the specified theme. 80% of the total asset, ELSS also. Open-ended equity linked savings scheme, lock-in period of 3 years and tax benefit. Minimum investment is 80% of your total asset. Fine. Rest also you can just pause and read for yourself what is the value fund, contra fund and focused fund. Fine. Now let's switch on to some numericals. Let's try to solve some numericals in quick succession. Fine. Quick timing. The Indian government's financial data for fiscal year is being given and you are being asked what? Just focus here. In numerical question, focus here always. Before even reading these, focus here. What you need to calculate. So net tax revenue has to be calculated and quickly just in your mind arrange the numbers, arrange the values. Okay. Net tax revenue. If this is the question, what should be the first thing in your mind? Gross tax revenue minus the calamity fund minus the state share. That is the formula. So 25 lakh crore minus 50,000 crore minus 10 lakh crore will be the answer. And you have the calculator. Access of simple calculator is allowed in the examination. Just use the calculator. Okay. You will be getting the answer as B, 14 lakh 50,000 crore. Okay. So although it seems like overwhelming that okay numbers are written, but they are very simple. Fine. Numericals in IIFS exam are very simple. All you need is the conceptual clarity, at least the formulas. Fine. Here you can see the formula: gross tax revenue minus the calamity fund, the funds which are earmarked for any calamity, natural calamity, minus the state's share. That yes, this particular revenue is for the state's share because it is being obligated on the central government by your finance commission. Okay, next question. We are talking about the RBI provides the following data as specified. I will switch where? Whether I will be reading this first? No, I will be doing this one. I will be reading this one, this data. Calculate the M1 and M3 money supply in India. So M1 is what? What do we mean by M1? It is simple: currency with public plus demand deposit plus other deposits. That is M1. And if I include time deposit also in M1, I will be getting M3. So very simple. Just add here currency with public 25 lakh crore plus I will be adding up what? Demand deposits 12 lakh crore. Then I will be adding up the other deposits with the RBI, that is 40,000 crore, and I will be getting what? M1. The measure of money supply, M1. Now, what else is asked? M3. Just add in M1 your time deposit of 55 lakh crore. You will get the answer as option A, 34 lakh 40,000 crore and 92 lakh 40,000 crore. So here the solution is elaborately being discussed for your convenience. Okay. So this was it. Option A is the right answer. This was it from my side. If you have any doubt, you can just ask me. Keep on asking your doubts in the comment section, because now we have entered into the last week of our exam preparation. Today is Saturday. Next Saturday will be the last day of your preparation, and Sunday, the next Sunday, will mark the examination day. That is 4th May. So we are ready at Officers Adda 247 to provide you with the final push, with the final punch which you require to crack this exam. Are you ready to put the efforts? That's the question. Okay. So for your reference, I have mentioned here that if you are falling under the category of a student which there are 3 categories. So which category you are falling, do let me know in the chat section. One category of student who has already covered everything, fine, solved MCQs also, and now looking for a solution for the consistency. He or she requires to remain consistent till 3rd of May. Second category of the student already appeared in the examination in the previous cycle and not prepared that much for the past 1.5 month, but now wants to chip in and restart the preparation. Third category of student, the most interesting one every year. You have not read at all, nothing at all. You just want to give it a shot. Fine, let's see what happens on 4th of May. I have filled the form and now I want to start my preparation. For all these 3 category of students, I would highly recommend Power Pack revision batch, because herein we will be providing you with the final push. Okay, we will be solving good amount of questions. If you have liked the questions which we have discussed here in this particular session, then you will be overwhelmed, I would say, and surprised to see that what kind of questions they are discussing in these sessions of Power Pack revision batch. Okay, so if you are willing to give your 100%, we are here to help you, because every day, on everyday basis, you will be having 6 hours of classes. Fine, if you are willing to put that extra effort, then do join this session, this batch, that is Power Pack revision batch, because it will ultimately benefit you on 4th of May. That is like a personal assurance from the team, but 100% guarantee can never be there. Okay, so this was it from my side. If you have any doubt, you can just ask me right now or in the comment section, and we will meet in the next video. Now, since we are in the last week of preparation, so we have aligned various topics from where you can expect the questions. Fine, certain sessions will be there from where you can expect the questions also in the actual examination, and certain sessions we have aligned so that you can have that particular level of confidence back if you are missing a particular level of confidence which you were having earlier. Fine, so both type of sessions are lined up. So do subscribe this channel if you have not subscribed till now, because quality content is the motto of our team. Okay, so on that note, goodbye everybody, take care, we'll meet in the next session.